Hey guys, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. So I'm an idiot. So I said yesterday, yesterday for you guys, but today, still today for me, that the comic hasn't happened yet, but it has. Specifically because of the very first scene in the comic. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. If you don't, here's a quick little reminder. The very first shot of the comic is taking place in Master Fu's house. Now I just rewatched the newest episode. I just rewatched Feast, and I realized, oh yeah, Master Fu doesn't live there anymore. He is basically homeless. He's not completely homeless yet, but he is not living at that same place. He's basically just wandering around Paris right now as basically a way to make sure that Hawkmoth can't actually pinpoint him. Because if Hawkmoth ever finds out who he is and where he lives, he will obviously, find out that who Master Fu is. Now, I said before that the comic most likely hasn't happened. I also said that most likely the events of Cat Blanc are at least partially responsible, are partially going to be responsible because are going to have the responsibility of dealing with what happened in this episode or in the comic. Specifically because throughout this episode or throughout this comic, people are constantly saying that Adrian is, Ladybug's sidekick, which does get him a bit upset. And even at the end of the comic, Adrian is, needless to say, a bit upset. So, yeah. Which is an important thing to note. Now, I've said before that this is going to either be the end of the school year or it's going to be the beginning of summer, which we now know that summer is happening now. It's about to happen. Which I always assumed that meant that once we get the reveal, or once summer starts, then we know that the comic has actually already passed. However, thanks to the events of Feast, we now know that the comic has happened, which means that they know about the whole spiel over there in, America. They know about the other heroes, which is an amazing thing to just be aware of. And now that we know that that is happening, we can actually say with some certainty that any events that happen where they're going to be going to New York, they'll actually be dealing with with them actually being known over there, which is an amazing thing to be certain. So I personally am really excited for this. There is one more thing I do want to mention, though, because I'm kind of already talking about things that we already know have happened or will happen. So I wanted to talk about Gagoter. What exactly do I mean? So there was an episode that was announced a while ago called, I believe, Gagoter. And basically it was going to be about a guy who kind of looks like a clown. And we never really saw that character ever show up, which, while disappointing, it's not the end of the world. We just assumed that they had gotten rid of the episode. Now, remember, this episode was actually confirmed back in Season 2. But the other thing is that also during Season 2 was when we got the announcement of the 2 episodes that are going to be taking place in New York and China. these 2 episodes most likely will be coming very soon, most likely in this upcoming season, especially with the events of Feast. So, the simple fact of the matter is that we'll be seeing these episodes, like, now. And I personally am really excited for that. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the first episode, or maybe not the first episode, but one of the first episodes of this upcoming season is Gogoter. Basically, have this episode to reveal some identities after they've revealed their identities. They could have, they might have just, when they were planning out the episode, they might have just realized, this episode really doesn't work for this point. And they probably reworked it, and now it's in a more set up state and might have Marinette and Adrien already knowing their identities. But we'll have to wait and see if that episode even comes to be. It could have just been that they didn't think that the episode was really important. But we don't know because it just vanished. But yeah, that's just something to be aware of. Now, obviously, Feast had a lot of things in it. And there's a lot of things that I will be talking about for the next while. But one such series that is returning, guys, is the Greek and Native American Miraculouses. Now, in the video, we don't necessarily know about any specific Miraculouses. However, it does show a few boxes that do look like they could very easily be pretty important. But we don't absolutely know. So definitely some things to be aware of and definitely be thinking about for the future. And I personally am really excited. Now, there is one more thing that I do want to talk about that has to do with both Time Tagger and Feast. And that, quite simply, is that in Time Tagger, Bunnix says that Marinette is the leader of a very large team of superheroes. Now, obviously, you might think a very large team might just be 20. Like how many Miraculouses there are in that one Miracle Box. But, quite simply, there's more. Due to the fact that we now know that there are actually more Miracle Boxes, and we now know that most likely the Greek and Native American Miraculouses will become an actual thing. I haven't gotten confirmation from Thomas Ostrick yet, but it's definitely a possibility now. All those heroes could very easily serve under Ladybug and Cat Noir, so I, for one, am super excited. But there is one last thing that is important. All of this information was actually kind of pointed to on the Instagrams. Now, obviously there are certain things that they post on the Instagrams that I want to say with 100% certainty are not canon. But certain episodes, like the idea of Alia asking people, hey, do you know any stories about previous Miraculouses and stuff? Let me know. It's kind of an important deal. So definitely something that we will be talking about soon. But the main focus of this video, like I said, is that the comic has happened. So I hope that you guys are really excited because I know I am. Hopefully they will be revealing that the comic actually, they'll talk about something that had to happen with the comic. But anyways, guys, let me know your theories down in the comments below because I know that you guys enjoyed these past few episodes. If you did enjoy this video, then please leave a like. And if you're new, please subscribe and ring that notification bell because we're going to be doing a lot of theories soon. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!